What's up, guys? Today we're gonna shoot a little vlog and I'm gonna take you guys to both of the projects that we have going on. This one right here is in its final stages of being done. We're only about a week away from finishing here, and we have another project that tenants are gonna be moving into in a couple of days. So I wanna make sure to take you through there before it's completely rented out. So we're gonna start right here in the studio apartment of this property. And before we go in, let me show you guys what it used to look like. And now, ta-da! So, the only thing left in this studio is the final cleanup. So over here, when you walk in, you've got like a little desk area, etc., etc. Some of what's up there is trash. Some of it is going, like the extra smoke alarms will go into storage for the next property. We've got the mini split up there on the wall, so that controls the heat and the air. And then over here, we've got what can be like somebody's little living room area. We put an outlet up top so a TV can be mounted and have like a little couch over here. Then you've kind of got this step up right here. Shout out to my gardening boots. You got this step up right here to the kitchen with a nice sink, stove top, fridge and microwave, and then you've got the bedroom area right there. So this space is big enough to fit like a queen or king bed and plenty of storage space in the closets. Before we get over to the bathroom, love this barn door. Actually, there is one more thing we're waiting for in the bathroom, and that is the glass to surround this shower. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get this place cleaned up, and we're going to get it rented out with one of those like corner shower bars. And then the glass is just taking a long time because of all the supply chain issues. So that will be coming soon. Just get that installed in one day when it comes. And we've also got laundry on the other side of this bathroom. Those are just extra materials that will get taken to storage. So you got washer dryer. And then this is a tankless water heater. And this knob right here lets the person control the heat of their water. So really loving this bathroom, loving this space. Like, it came together so freaking well. And like, I have now 2 of these studio apartments other than this that are already finished and rented out. And both of those are rented out to just like one college girl who has like more than enough space. The rent, of course, is lower because it's such a small space. This will probably rent out for about $900, all bills paid. So that's gonna be a really awesome space for someone. Typically, just like one person, maybe a couple, young, in college, right out of college. But yeah, this space is super cool. And I'll show you guys kind of what it looks like outside so you can get an idea of the property before we go check out what's going on in the main house. So as you can see, there's the other side of the mini split, and we do get these kind of AC cages for all of the AC units because people will steal them and steal the copper out of them. And it's never happened to me, but I've seen it happen to other investors in person and on like social media, so don't want that happening to me. There's the AC cage for the main house covered up, and then that is the bathroom that we were just in. So that's the studio, that's the bathroom, and then over here is the main house. And they're actually refinishing the floors in there, but I want to just chat with you guys about what's going on in there and how this renovation has gone and who my team is made up of. So let me go back to the truck for a second. It might be a little quieter. So I don't use a capital general contractor, capital GC, meaning somebody who hires all of the subcontractors, and though they may not do any work themselves, they manage all those subcontractors. Let's get on the back of the truck. Ever since I got a truck, it's like a lot of fun sitting up in your truck. So yeah, I don't use a general contractor to manage everything for me. I like managing the rehabs. It's what I'm doing right now. It saves a little bit of money. It is more time. Right now, I have more willingness to give my time than I have willingness to give my money. That may change in the future, but I really like the relationship I'm building with my subs, what I'm learning about the renovation process, because to be honest, every beginner is not going to have the cash up front to hire a general contractor. The same way I used to be doing some of the work in my properties myself, because I didn't have the cash to hire everyone. So the stuff that I could do, like painting or laying floors, I did that until that project was done, made the money off of it, and then the next time I could hire somebody. So I may make that transition with using a general contractor one day, but right now I don't have like a capital GC. Now I do have what people will refer to as like a lowercase GC, just somebody who is a general, kind of like a handyman. It's actually a husband and wife couple that are my GCs, and they do things like demolition for me, clean outs. So like demolition, clean outs, they paint, they do installs. So like the microwave that you saw back there, the shelving, the paint, they do the trim, they do all of that type of stuff for me. Then of course I have an electrician and a plumber. Those you gotta have, right? Like those are two of the highest paid people on my team. It's my electrician and my plumber, and they're well worth it, especially because when you're making conversions like this, like we converted that studio, which was just like a living room basically and a walkway. We added a bathroom, we added a kitchen. We had to get permits for that, and your electrician and your plumber are the ones that are going to make sure you pass inspection. And then I have a person who does all of my exterior work. So that means he does roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. And I used to have separate people for that, one roofer, one siding guy, one window guy, one gutter guy. But it's so nice when you can find someone who does all of the things on the outside of the house. And it may or may not be realistic for, the people that you know, but when you are looking, that is a good thing to look for, because it's just, those things have to fit well together. Like the windows have to butt up against the siding correctly, has to work with the gutters correctly. It's just really nice when that's all one person and their crew can come in and knock out the exterior of a property just, in a couple of days. So that I have, so we said GC, lowercase GC, electrician, plumber, exterior guy, and then I have a tile guy. So it's actually a mother, father, son trio. It is so windy. I hope you guys can hear me. So it's a mother, father, son trio that does my tile work. And then I have a woman who runs all of her employees are women. She does some demo work for me, some general work for me. But really, she's like a specialist at concrete, so she does all my concrete work. I'm trying to think who else is on my team so you guys can kind of get an idea of what this operation looks like. I have a landscaper, so anytime I need trees cut, like for example, that big tree right there, we got cut back from the house, and I learned that you can't cut too much of a tree at one time in terms of like the branches and stuff, because it will like send the tree into shock and it'll die. So this tree, we're actually gonna have to cut back again, but we cut it back at the start of the project, and we're gonna cut it back again actually this week, just so that it gave it some time to adjust and we didn't do all the cutting at once. But it's really important that you don't have trees too close to the house, that you don't have trees where the roots are going to mess with the foundation, or the tree is in danger of falling on the house, or it's just dropping seeds and sap and stuff onto your roof, because that's going to kill your roof faster. So that's important. So yeah, the other thing I wanted to note with you guys is, you see this giant dumpster behind me. They should actually be here pretty soon to pick it up. That dumpster cost me $345 for a week. And so I've actually gotten some comments from people like, oh man, your job sites are dirty. And I mean, it's a job site, right? And maybe I'm not an expert at this, and maybe it's a little dirtier than like some super neat freak. But the way that I handle cleanups at my job site is that each of those different people I just named to you, they will come in and they'll be working on the property at their particular time. And maybe if it's like the guys putting on the roof, somebody can be inside doing demo. But I generally like to have it where one person has run of the property. Hey, these are your 3 days to knock this out. And on the 4th day, the next guy's coming in. And I will make sure to have a dumpster here for them at the end of their job. So I'll put some pictures up of what this property looked like just a couple of days ago when my general contractor was finishing, because they did trim work, paint and trim work, and like doorknob installs and mirror installs and things like that. And so there were a lot of things that were in boxes or just needed to be thrown away, and they were in the house, but they were just waiting until their couple of days that the property was done to stack everything inside the house. And then when the dumpster gets here, they load it up and finish. And that way I kind of scheduled the dumpster where those guys, well, that guy and the husband and wife pair that does my GC work, they can finish up their job, load everything in the dumpster. And then these guys who are here right now, which is refinishing the floors, they also have the dumpster for a day or two because their job's only going to take 2 days. So basically, I time the dumpster in a way that only requires one rental of the dumpster rather than extending that dumpster rental for 2-3 weeks when it's really only being used for a couple of days. That's just how I do it. So you guys saw kind of what it looked like the other day. Let me take you inside to show you what it looks like right now. So, like I said, these guys are refinishing the floors, so I'm not actually gonna go inside. How's it going? But it looks so good. So you can, that's the kitchen over there. All of the bedrooms are in that direction. But it's just crazy how like original wood floors can be brought back to life, because these things were busted and they smelled so bad. Like it was horrible. And they're looking so much better now. And even just like sticking my head in the door before, I would have smelled that. I'm like, I don't smell anything. So that's awesome. Now, one thing about finishing up a project is that this is a dangerous time for like people breaking in. As you can see, we're on a main road here, so people know, you know, stuff is going on. And when you are finishing a project, that's when people assume there's like appliances and valuable stuff inside that they can steal. So we do have, let me show you, we do have security cameras and a security system at this property. That is a security camera right there, but I just have to make sure that it is working correctly and that it's connected. And I actually don't have my ladder, so I'm gonna pull the truck around so I can climb up there and double check the camera. Be right back.
If you would like a copy mailed to you, please ask a representative.
All right, that was a little bit of an ordeal, but we got it done. Let me know what you guys think of these vlogs. Do you like coming along with me on a random day, or do you more so like the vlogs where I'm in the office and I'm teaching something specific? Let me know. So we're heading home, but first I want to show you guys some footage I took at the other property that's actually completely finished and ready to get rented out. It came out really, really well. I'm happy with how it looks. Everyone who came to see it was super, congratulatory about how it went. We had an open house, a ton of people came through, got a ton of applications, and we chose a tenant.
Stop that. Stop that. gotta let out the beast. Revolutionary, gotta let out the streets. Locked in a cage, I'ma let out the. Wake up, get out the sheets. We came for war, man, forget my peace. You take the west, I'll take on the east. I'ma put him in the cage, never let out the. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let her tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Beg, please get on your knees. Came from the jungle, up in the trees. I got a few tricks up in the sleeve. One wrong move, I'ma let out the. Big shoes, check out the crease. Blow like I'm Bigfoot, step on the beat. Make a man's run till he step out the cleats. When the whole place scream, gotta get out the. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Move too quick, can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man so tough, but mans keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls, let her tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on the pan. If you wanna touch me, please use caution. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Yeah, I hear him chat to the noise. Can't stop for the talking. I hear him chat with the boys. Man's keep walking, yeah. Just too sharp with the prize. They'll tell me I'm awesome. Yeah.
Now, when you are renting out a property, there's a responsibility there because somebody's going to be living in it, right? And part of what you have to do in that process is set the rent. And no matter where you set the rent, somebody's going to think it's too low, somebody's going to think it's too high, and some people are going to be like, that's perfect. And you just have to prepare for that backlash. Because I post most of my rentals on Facebook Marketplace. It just seems to be really good for my market to find people, and then I take them off Facebook to submit an application that does a background check and a credit check. And I wish I had screenshotted this first message I got, but one of the first messages I got was from this lady, and she was like, how dare you rent a property for that high? You're a horrible person, blah, 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 blah. I didn't even think about it. I just deleted it. And then I got a bunch of messages, people like, oh my gosh, this is perfectly priced. Can I come see it, et cetera, et cetera. And then I started getting comments on that post, and I did screenshot these, and messages, comments and private messages from other investors and people who live in that neighborhood saying, that's too low of rent, you shouldn't rent it out for that low, et cetera, et cetera. Now, take that to mean what you will. I, in particular, thought that some people were saying like, if you rent it out for not this super expensive, I'm renting out for $1,600. I think I could probably get $1,800 if I wanted to really just like wait for the right person to come along. And if time wasn't, important, I could wait 3-4 weeks to find the best tenant. I could probably find somebody willing to pay $2,000. So I get this message from somebody like, you shouldn't rent out that property in this neighborhood for less than $2,000. And to me, that's the undertone I took from their message was like, if it's too cheap, then we're not going to want those types of people in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? But regardless, just understand that when you're placing rent, it's your decision. It's a choice that you're making. And I want to rent this property out quickly. And I also there's a studio apartment at this property. So not only am I renting out the front for $1,600, and I'm getting that rented out quicker than if I tried to get $200 or $400 more per month, but the back house, the studio, is already rented for $1,150. So the property is going to cash flow like crazy. And especially right now, like as everyone says, with everything that's going on in the world, it's not my goal to squeeze out an extra $200 or $400 out of somebody. Especially because this property is going to cash flow like crazy, I don't need that. The difference that it's going to make to me to get $200 more in rent is probably going to be less of a difference to my life than for somebody to get this property $200 cheaper than they might have been able to get a comparable property. And this thought of like where I'm placing the rent, I actually saw a tweet the other day that kind of started me thinking along this. I hope I can find it. And it was like this landlord, he was like, I did something today in my landlord career that I never thought I'd be doing, but I emailed all my tenants letting them know rent was going to go down by $200 a month. And he was saying that like that $200 a month across all his properties would be like completely negligible to him. It wouldn't change his life in any way. Like he has plenty of money, but it was gonna be so significant to his tenants.
especially with inflation and things getting more expensive and blah, 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 blah. So that's not for me to say you have to place your rent low, or, you know, you should place it high, or exactly where the quote unquote market is. It's just that think these things through and have a reason behind what you're doing, not just, oh, I should only make as much money out of this property as I possibly can. There should be also other thought that goes into it, and then you can come to whatever decision you want. So that's why I'm renting the property out for $1,600, because we've got the $1,150 already coming in from the back. And then these two properties right here, we'll kind of look at what rentals for 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms in that area are that we just left, and see where we want to place the rent for those. But let me know what you guys think of these properties. Let me know if you like these vlogs, if you want more vlogs, or you want more teaching videos. Either way, check out this video right here. I'll link it down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.